Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Barchakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Alright, I'm the brother Iwalum from the GMS West Palm Beach Camp, back with another lesson. You know, and as you saw from the clip in the beginning of this video, you know how far this technology has gone, man. You know, where you can pretty much appear to be somebody behind a phone screen, if you understand what I'm saying. Because as you see from the video to Jake, the woman, alright, is not actually there, alright, but through, I don't know what kind of software that is, but through the AI, he's able to make himself appear as, the female man. The real person is the dude, but, if you were on the other side of the line, you'd be looking at a female. You see, and that's wickedness. Alright, that's witchcraft. Alright, but we can see that this is the same technology that the devil is going to use to come against the prophets. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because, the plan, of course, was to release this technology into the public. That way when he do something, he won't be to blame for it. It'll be some random bystander. It'll be some random dude who's bugged out, because Esau Edom would just pay somebody to do something, so he'll just point the finger as to who's doing this. I believe not too long ago somebody had used AI, alright, to show Jake eating meat with blood in it. They showed our apostles eating raw meat or something like that through AI, man. You see, so that just go to show you that the time of persecution is near. Alright, and we're not ignorant to these things. 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11, it says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices." Alright, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Alright, and we know that AI is one of his devices to deceive the people, man. Okay? It's damn near, how can I put this? The line between reality, alright, and illusion, alright, is damn near gone. You can't tell the difference between, what's real. If you ain't got the spirit of the Lord, you can't really tell what's real and what's not. And this is why Yahweh Shai said, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Okay, we can get that in the book of Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 24. Because Yahweh Shai warned about deception. Great miracles. So like I'm trying to find it right here. Verse 24, Matthew 24 and 24, it says, "For there shall arise false anointeds and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." You see? So the devil, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, he's gonna come up with deception so for lack of better words, so good, so to speak, that if it were possible, right, they would be able to deceive the very elect, man. But we understand, pursuant to John the 10th chapter and the 27th verse, alright, the Lord's sheep is in his hand, and no man can pluck them out of his hand. Alright? But Esau Edom is gonna come out with deception so good, so to speak, that these people are gonna be swayed by it. Those that are not really under the banner of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that don't really know what's going on, they're gonna get taken by this deception. When Esau Edom, put brothers' faces on AI videos and doing something bugged out, they're gonna get taken by these things. And really, only people in your immediate lives, they'll probably be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Such and such ain't like that. Such and such ain't doing that. And you got those in your immediate lives that probably are gonna be like, damn, I didn't know he get down like that. Esau may show a video or a soundbite of one of the prophets saying something that they didn't say. Saying something bugged out, when in reality it's all AI. This is how far it's on. This is how far Esau is willing to take it, to establish his kingdom, because he knows that he got to get the men of the Lord out of the way first for him to move forward with his agenda. But all in all, this is not really Esau Edom moving. This is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai removing his prophets from the face of the from the streets, because the Lord's getting ready to make a move on this world. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is getting ready to make a move on this world, man. All right, before he do so, he's going to take his prophets away. And that's what he's always done. Before the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai brought forth judgment, he'd send his prophets to warn his people, to warn the Israelites, these so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. All right? And when the warning was over, he sent forth the enemies against his people. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 12, because this is part of the devil coming down with great wrath. Because in order for him to roll on the prophets, in order for him to roll on the Lord's elect, he's got to have an accusation, and this AI is going to be used as a form to accuse the brethren. And this is Revelation 12 and verse 10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night." Right. The so-called white man, Esau. He accuses, Jake before the Lord. He accuses Jake in the world, through the lifestyle that he pushes, eating pork, doing wickedness. Everything in this society is built on wickedness, and Jake indulges in it, And when Jake indulges in it, he accuses, our people before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And in the sense of this AI, he's going to accuse us, in front of the world, to say that we are the T word, or to say that we're dangerous, we're violent. When in reality, we're just preaching what's in the Bible. The Bible don't lie, but no, the devil does. All right, the devil is going to create a narrative. He's going to create a narrative and run off of that narrative. And that shows you that Esau Edom is wicked, because, when someone, you got to be completely wicked to create a narrative, all right, and then live off of that narrative, move off of that narrative, right? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I wouldn't feel right, making a lie up about somebody, and then just going about my day as if that lie were true. Now the world done, believe the lie that you told, and you don't even believe the lie that you told. And that's why the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai said, "Thou shalt not bear false witness," because that puts a stain on somebody's name. All right, that fucks up somebody's reputation. All right, and the devil, that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to fuck up the reputation of the prophets, trying to mess up the reputation of the Lord. Okay, all the while building up his own reputation. Is what he's trying to do. Is he's trying to set up, his version of the kingdom of heaven, which is not going to happen, but he's going to attempt it. All right, because the scripture says in Job, when he is about to fill his belly, then the Lord's going to cast a fury upon his head. So this AI, man, this AI technology, it's gone far, to the point where someone is able to be behind a screen, but to your screen appear as if there's someone else. And that's where the world is headed. And this world cannot go any further, man. That's why we see Yahweh Shai is coming back. This thing is getting darker and darker day by day, bro. And that's why, as the scripture says in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, all right, it says, looking and hastening to the coming of the day of the Lord, where the elements shall melt with fervent heat, man. We're looking forward to the day of the Lord. The fact that we got to wake up every day, all right, to serve this man, you know, it's a torment. You know, and soon enough, we're going to wake up one day and we're going to be in our kingdom not serving no heathen. The only one we're going to serve is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right? The heathen going to be under us. You see? So, man, that's pretty much the point. I just want to go through that little willing, man, because, you know, we're living in a time of great deception. We're living in a time where, you know, now we just gotta be more circumspect as to what this devil is doing, man. You know, because we're living in dangerous times. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rachakodash. And I'd like to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the full elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Until next time, I say shalom and Baba.